I'm going to show you how you can save money by doing your own replacement windows by yourself in under 5 minutes. Now, these are called pocket windows. They have no nail and flange. They're just going to be replacement windows. You can see that the list of the parts. This is the window frame. Now these are your exterior stops. Goes up all the way. And that's what when people talk about these stops, the new replacement window is going to butt up against this. You're going to silicone it, and then that's what you do, you know, it's pretty easy. So first thing everyone says, measure, make sure your window's square. Well, just measure from here to there on the stops, and that's going to be your width. Then your height is going to be the lowest, so you can't measure from the outside, you have to go on the inside to measure it. So you're going to measure from here to here. Now if you're doing storm windows, then you want to measure for exterior this lip to the top. So steps involved are remove your trim pieces. Okay, you can leave these. This is your interior stop. Goes up around here, up there, down there. You can see that's holding the frame. So that's your interior stop, and I showed you your exterior stop. So you remove this, then you remove the sash, and the sash is what goes up and down. You got a lower and bottom one. Now on this one, there's a little tabs up here holding it, and there's tabs down here, and there's only screws on this side and up here. So that's where the screws are. So what you do is you remove this 3 screws. Well, to get the sash out, all you do is you're going to just push it to this left side with no screws and pull out. So on this one, the sash cord is broken, but you see on this side it has a little indentation. Well, underneath the window has these little knobs that you clip in here, little latches that you clip in here, and then you pull it up and it releases these, but this window doesn't, and it's faulty. Now you can see the outside has it right here, and that will go into this groove. There's one. Bring this one down. See the little latch. Latch it in. Push it up. There, that's removed. Usually the other side has one, but it doesn't on this one. Now your sashes are removed, and you can work on taking this frame out. Get a screwdriver. This one has 2 on the bottom. Now this top one, you're gonna have to take off this top little stop. Just grab your pry bar and get down. Now you can pry these down. Pry this one up. Interior stop, window frame, exterior stop. You leave this, take out the interior. That's easy to do with this pry bar. Just go in. One down. Pull up top. Try this side. Actually, I'm gonna take out this side first. And grab this one. Okay, so that's your interior stops are gone. And this frame just pulls right out. See the springs, that's just garbage, chocolate. This other one pulls right out. Now see how that has a lower clip. Now that's pretty rusted, so I'll pry right out. Here's the top one. That's on this window. Some other windows are different, so you gotta just see how yours are, but they're about basically the same. So we'll take a screwdriver, remove those. So you can see where this external stop is, all the way up here. So what you want to do is you measure from this inner frame to this inner frame. Here's your stop. And then you can measure down low over to this one, measure that, and then height wise you want to go on the inside here all the way up, and that's going to be your height. Now this, I'm going to take off this lower piece because it's in the way of the new replacement, because you can see that there's a pretty good gap ledge, about 1/2 inch, so you got to get this out of the way so the replacement will slide right in. Now what I'm going to do is off camera is I like to clean this sill, clean it out really good, and then I put a fresh coat of paint on there, and then that way it's nice and sealed, the wood, for the new replacement window that sits on top. So I'm going to do that quick and show you how it looks. Now it's time to fix any defects, any cracks. See that crack? All you're going to need is brad nailer, some wood glue, fill that with some wood glue, and then shoot a brad nail on it, and it should be good. Now's the time to do your corners. Now the vinyl windows, they're not manufactured that good. See that overlap? The cheaper ones aren't nice seams, and they don't really care because this is where they're joining the pieces, but sometimes they'll interfere with you sliding into the frame. So now it's time to just take a razor knife and cut this down a little bit where it slides in. Now after the paint dries, we're going to do a test fit. No caulk, no anything on that, just slide it in. We're going to check to see if it's level. And that's dead on. So now we know that fits in there, and we're going to take it out and we're going to caulk it. We're going to run a bead of caulk around the exterior stop, and so the front of the window will smush against it and help hold it in and weather seal it. I'm going to do that quick. So in the corners we put a little bit more bead of silicone, but you can just see how you just bring it up there. The gaps aren't really big, like just cover those up a little bit. Once the window gets in there, it's going to smush it. So you just go up around it. There you go. Takes only like 30 seconds. Now we're going to put the window in for the final install. You can push it up in there against the silicone and let the silicone form a gasket around it. Check level. Everything is level. Now the mounting holes, Some of them have little holes like this where you're gonna have to get a bigger drill bit and drill out so you can put a plug in. So you just match your plug end to your drill bit size and drill them out. There's one here, one on the other side, then one up top, one up bottom. And then I always like to drill another one at the very middle of the top just to hold it in. It's not going to move at all. So just added thing so this can never bow and everything. If anything happens, it won't bow down and bow your glass. So you temporarily install your screws. And now what you're going to do is you're going to shim it, so when you tighten those up, you're going to shim right here. So when you tighten it up, it doesn't bow the frame in, and it keeps it nice level at every screw hole. I like to use composite shims. You can use wood shims, it doesn't really matter. After you shim it, if you have big gaps, use some back and rod, 3/8, 1/2 inch, and you can shim along here. Once you do that, then you can silicone all around the top, everywhere, and then go on the outside of silicone. So you want to take your shim, just slide it in where the screw is, and then what you do is you take your razor knife and score it. Kind of try and do this with one hand, but you score it. And you just snap it right off, and it'll snap right at your score mark. Then you screw in your screws and then caulk the inside. So you silicone right out here or along this seam. I already siliconed it, you can't even tell. Silicone the bottom. You don't silicone these holes. These are your weep holes. Now, if this would ever get full of water, the water is going to come out of here, drip down, and go down your sill to the ground. So guys, you can stand back, take a look at it. You just did your own window replacement. You saved over $500 in labor. Didn't take you longer than 20 minutes. And you can give yourself a thumbs up knowing that you did a good job. So guys, thanks for watching. See ya.